Did you know that scientists have discovered some things that are so bizarre, they can't even explain them? In this video, we're going to take a look at 9 of the most mind-boggling discoveries that have left scientists scratching their heads. Welcome back to our channel for another intriguing video. Before we get started, please subscribe to our channel if you're new. Also, click the bell symbol to ensure that you don't miss any updates to our channel. Let's go! Hey there, have you heard about the Lanyu Cave? It's this crazy cool cave hidden away in the far-off town of Zhangjiakou in the province of Gaoxiong, China. At first glance, it might seem like your typical ancient marvel, but trust me, it's way more than that. Discovered in 1994, these underground caves are thought to have been built as far back as 2003 years ago, putting them on the historical map even before the most prominent Chinese dynasties. But here's the kicker, the entire architectural ability demonstrated in creating this cave was way beyond what a pre-imperial civilization could have accomplished. Seriously, without the aid of any equipment, thousands of people would have been needed to labor day and night, carefully carving parallel lines into every surface of the wall and ceiling. It's mind-boggling. Alright, let me tell you about the Big Ear radio telescope in Ohio, United States, and a wild night in August 1977. Apparently, the Big Ear picked up a crazy narrowband radio signal that lasted a whopping 72 seconds. And get this, the signal was over 30 times more intense than the background radiation in the area. Talk about a strong signal. They named it after its relative location near the M55 star cluster, but they never actually figured out where it came from. They ruled out glitches and natural sources like pulsars because it was only detected once and lacked the typical regularity of those sources. Plus, get this, the signal was detected at the same frequency hydrogen is naturally released. Now, some folks have tried to explain it away with theories of hydrogen clouds within comets, but honestly, who knows? It's never been heard again, which makes for a pretty compelling argument for its man-made or even alien origin. Who knows what kind of cosmic hijinks were going on that night, but I'm just glad I wasn't the one trying to explain it all. So there's this silver coin that was discovered in Maine, United States back in 1957. But get this, it's not just any old coin. No sir, this bad boy is of Norwegian origins and dates all the way back to the second part of the 11th century CE. That's right, we're talking about a legit piece of history here. Now, here's where things get really interesting. This coin is the only artifact of its kind that doesn't have a European origin. In fact, it made its way to the American continent a full 400 years before Columbus ever set foot there. Some folks used to think it was delivered by early Norsemen, but others have claimed that Native Americans from the northern region might have brought it over. Honestly, we may never know for sure where it came from or how it got there, but one thing's for sure, its discovery continues to baffle experts. And hey, who knows? Maybe there are even more incredible artifacts out there just waiting to be discovered. In the deep blue depths of the northern Baltic Sea, something very peculiar was found by the Swedish ocean diving team, Ocean X, back in June 2011. This wasn't your typical buried treasure of old ships or the natural habitats of sea creatures. No, it was something that appeared almost man-made, something strange and perplexing that's been estimated to be about 14,000 years old. The shape of the anomaly was curious indeed. Its rounded, artificial appearance led many to liken it to a renowned space rider from the days of bounty hunters. In other words, it looked like a UFO. But what could it be? Some suggest that it might have been an ancient temple, with the seabed tracks being a crude road that eventually sank as sea levels rose. However, without further investigation, it remains a mystery, and the truth of its origins may continue to elude us for years to come. The Roman dodecahedron is a real head-scratcher. These curious objects were made back in the day during the 2nd and 3rd centuries CE, but they're not your average ancient trinket. Usually constructed of metal or stone, they are shaped like a 12-sided die and sometimes feature strange symbols that don't seem to fit their historical period. The problem is, no one really knows what they were used for. The first Roman dodecahedron was discovered way back in 1739, and since then, archaeologists have uncovered 115 more. What's interesting is that they've only been found in northeastern Europe, mainly in places like France, Belgium, Hungary, and Great Britain. But here's where things get really weird. Golden dodecahedrons have been found in Southeast Asia. There have been many guesses about what these objects were used for, from being fancy wall decorations to tools for knitting rubber or picking the perfect time to plant winter crops. But so far, nobody has been able to confirm any of these theories. And to make things even more mysterious, there is not a single mention of these artifacts in any known historical accounts from the era they were supposedly made in. Let me tell you about the Lake WINNIPESAUKEE Mystery Stone, one of the most mysterious historical finds out there. Apparently, some workers discovered it buried underground way back in 1872 in New Hampshire. And what's so mysterious about it? Well, the drilling on the stone is incredibly precise, and it's unlikely that it was drilled with tools available during prehistoric North America. Initially, people thought it might be some kind of symbol of unity between different cultures, but now there's a chance it could be a fraud. That's right, someone might have just used a portable power tool from the 1800s to make it look like it's from an ancient time. So, we might never know for sure when this stone was actually carved. Talk about a mystery that'll keep you guessing. The VOYNICH manuscript, named after the man who owned it, Wilfred Voynich, is a mysterious book written in a code that no one has been able to decipher yet. It was first discovered in 1912 and carbon dating indicates it was probably created in the 15th century. But, just a quick glance at its pages reveals how bizarre and unique its contents are. There are illustrations of strange zodiac signs, naked women doing all sorts of activities, and plants and animals. The language used to write the text is still a complete mystery, and some think it might just be random nonsense. Others believe it's just a prank by the original creator, or maybe they were on a trip and never intended for it to make sense. However, there are still complex articles and illustrations, and the carbon dating and material analysis provide some clues. Before I give you the most ridiculous theory on this list, let's pause and remember that the identity of the author and their motivations are still unsolved mysteries. Explaining intelligence is always a tricky task, which is why giving examples is usually the way to go. And boy, do we have an interesting example for you, slime molds? Now, I know what you're thinking, slime? Intelligent? Ha! But hear me out. These yellow blobs may not seem like much, but they're capable of some seriously impressive feats. When a slime mold finds food, it leaves a trail of chemical breadcrumbs to remember the shortest route. And get this, it can do it all without a brain. That's right, this pulsing membrane of goo can navigate a maze, map out a route, and assess its environment, all using its own unique way of thinking. Sure, some of its activity mechanisms can be linked to previous creatures. But let's be real, the way it thinks now is still a total mystery, especially given our current notions of intelligence. Who knows, maybe one day we'll find out that the key to intelligence was in slime all along. Check this out. In 2013, a huge stone was discovered in Mission, British Columbia, covered in astrological and zodiac symbols. Dubbed the Zodiac concrete slab, it's a mysterious artifact that seems like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. Pretty cool, huh? The thing is, nobody really knows what it was used for. Was it some sort of ancient horoscope tool? Or maybe just a fancy decoration? The slab was found just a few inches underground, so it could have been buried on purpose or just covered up naturally over time. But the fact that the symbols on the slab are so intricate makes us think it had to have some sort of significance beyond just looking pretty. Some people have suggested it was used as a primitive sundial, which would be pretty neat if true. Either way, until we get some official information on this thing, the Zodiac concrete slab will continue to be shrouded in mystery. Who knows, maybe aliens really did leave it there as a gift for us to decipher. That concludes our list of the most mind-boggling discoveries that have left scientists scratching their heads. It's fascinating to think about what else might be out there waiting to be discovered. What do you think about these discoveries? Do you have any theories about their origins? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell symbol so that you can be the first to know about our next video. We promise it's going to be just as intriguing.